It's because he knows that the real shit about him is coming out. Ask him about Ray Edwards and their parties. Ask him about the red dress that he wore during a Diddy party. Like, we're not gonna do that. I know too much, and the reason I'm talking now is because if something happens to me, y'all know why. This is me purging.
Y'all, Amy Luciani just posted a video of Dwight Howard getting his cheeks slapped by his gay boyfriend, and it is graphic. Fans have been telling her for a hot minute that Dwight isn't all the way straight and that he is a little bit of zestiness to him too. And Amy has been calling everybody haters for trying to warn her. But now that she caught Dwight red-handed, let's just say she is not confident about that anymore. Word on the streets is that not only has Dwight been cheating with men, but he has been out here allegedly making naughty videos on IG, if you catch my drift. Well, Amy just made it clear that she is not the one you want to play with, and she pulled up with the video, text receipts to humiliate Dwight, and homegirl did not stutter, not once. Y'all, this is a hot little mess, so let's break it down. Y'all, Amy Luciani just learned the hard way that sometimes it's just best to listen, cause folks be seeing stuff that they just don't. Now, reports first started going around a couple of days ago when they had broken up because she caught him in bed with a man, and not just any man, but like a man in a whole wig. They tried to keep it private, but it turns out they broke up a few weeks after Valentine's Day. Amy also made it more than clear that she was done with him because she deleted most of their pictures together, including the post where she first announced their engagement in December last year. Now, I'm talking about that post where she wrote, "I was enjoying you so much out of the public eye, but here we are. Thank you for bringing me back to the word. Anything I say or fuss about, first thing you say is, did you pray about it? Then I realized I hadn't been praying much lately at all. I'm just thankful, happy, and ready for everything that's coming our way. I prayed real deep on Thursday, not knowing 2 days later God would send me a Bible-toting, tattooed giant with the same heart as me. Thank you." Then fans started to sound the alarm, telling her all about Dwight. But she just didn't want to hear all that. Instead, she bragged about how she and Dwight were solid and that they shared the same toothbrush. See, y'all just be unnecessarily nasty.
We're gonna get David.
But to be fair, Dwight probably told her that he was a changed man because he bragged that she didn't care about his past. In a video, he talked about how the past was the past, and we could hear her in the background agreeing with her man.
Somebody said, "Amy, girl, you don't know what that man did in his past." See, that's why this person who just wrote that comment.
But God knows what you've done in your past.
I'm gonna say it. That's why this person who wrote that comment will never get blessed like they supposed to.
Ever.
They talking about something, my past. Everybody in the world got a past. But guess what? When you get into a relationship with somebody, you don't bring the past in the relationship. The past is the past for a reason. Somebody like you will be stuck in the past for the rest of your life. And you won't get the benefits and the blessings that you're supposed to get. Because you're worried about somewhere else and you worried about the past too much. Let it go. Whatever happened to me in 2024, it ain't coming with me in 2025. Whatever happened in 2023, it didn't come with me in 2024. Move along.
Now imagine something over a decade ago.
Why would I keep something with me for over a decade ago? I'm not carrying that weight with me. I'm letting it go so I can be blessed. I'm not holding on to never.
But it turns out that past was in fact not the past, but a very present danger, because he cheated on her with a whole man. And honestly, even Stevie Wonder could have seen that coming from a mile away. And if there's one thing that we know about Mr. Dwight Howard, is that he steadily stays catching DL allegations. And this has been happening for a long time, because back in 2018, influencer Mason Elige came forward saying he had been in some kind of relationship with Dwight. Now, according to Mason, things started off cool but took a turn when Dwight began acting shady, and then to top it all off, Mason said Dwight actually threatened him, and it got real messy real fast. He tweeted, "I was afraid to speak, but today my life was threatened after I was threatened and manipulated by someone I respected, my ex-boyfriend, NBA player Dwight Howard. I met Dwight a while back at Wild 'N Out to be exact, and we made eye contact, and a week later he was in my DMs. The conversation started escalating to news being sent, escalating to me blowing his mind, and him calling me every night on Instagram video chat. He also posted screenshots where he asked Dwight, 'Does your mother, brother, friends know that you like to deal with trans men and men? Or is that just something you've kept to yourself?' But Dwight refused to reply. According to Mason, things turned left when he found out that Dwight was cheating on him with a SW trans woman who was born biologically a male. Not just that, but the woman also used to host trans parties, which Dwight was a frequent attendee. And when Elijah confronted Dwight threatened to beat him up. Well, however, Dwight denied these allegations, of course, claiming that he had never even met Mason.
We're talking about it, and it upset me because I didn't even know who the person was. I'm like, why would somebody who I've never met, never had any contact with, make up a whole story about me? And I saw all the hate, the pure hate from people that I've never met before, just pile up everywhere I went against me. And I think that liberated me, because I saw how a lot of people would feel, whether they're gay, whether they're straight, whether they have issues. People are afraid to be who they are. They're afraid to just step out and be, like you said, because they're afraid of what other people might say or think about them. And so that situation made me realize, you're not like this, but just be you, be free.
Meaning you're not gay.
I'm not gay, so it's a lot of people who are, and they have to hide. And it's people who have mental issues and they have to hide. It's people who have different problems in life and they have to hide.
And that wasn't the end of all the drama, because in 2023, Dwight was hit with yet another scandal, and this time a guy named Stephen Harper sued him. Stephen claimed that they had met on Instagram and agreed to meet up for, well, let's just say adult activities. But things got way more serious when Stephen said he was forced into something he didn't consent to. In the leaked screenshots, you can see Stephen dropped his phone number in Dwight's DMs, and for whatever reason, the little devil emoji Dwight sent back was enough to kick things off. Well, Stephen followed up with the "sup sexy," and Dwight came back with the "none, you." From there, the combo kept flowing, and Stephen said that he was about to jump in the shower, and they just kept chatting, talking about their day and what they had going on, and a little bit about their lives. Dwight and Stephen ended up making plans to link whenever they were both in Atlanta, and at one point, Dwight asked for Stephen's main IG account, and once Stephen sent it over, Dwight must have liked what he saw, because he didn't waste any time asking for some private photos. You know them kind. Stephen went along with it, and Dwight had to be into it because he even asked for more. And from there, the combo got even more flirty, and they started seriously planning to meet up and, well, get a lot more acquainted. Well, Stephen asked, "I got you, Poppy. Also, what are you into? Do you like freaky-ish?" And Dwight said, "Yes, I'm into freaky-ish. Now, I want you to know I'm not like gay or anything. I'm just a little nasty sometimes. I don't want to offend you." And then the plans kept moving right along, and Dwight definitely wasn't holding back. He started asking for even more explicit pics, especially ones with a certain facial theme, if you catch my drift. Eventually, Dwight just cut to the chase and told Stephen to come through. And y'all, Stephen didn't hesitate. As soon as Dwight sent the addy, Stephen was on it, and he booked that Uber like he had been training for this moment, ready to pull up like it was go time. And according to Stephen, things started to get weird when Dwight brought up the idea of a threesome. He asked if Stephen would be down for either a guy or a girl. Stephen said no, and that he was uncomfortable with that, especially since it was their first time meeting in person. Well, Dwight seemed cool with it at that time, no pressure. Then Stephen got to the house and things started off pretty chill. But they kissed, made out a little, and it was all good, but then allegedly Dwight stepped up for a bit to come back with someone else. And it was a man dressed as a woman who introduced himself as Kitty. That's when Dwight let it be known that they were going to have a threesome. Stefan was thrown off, especially after already saying he wasn't into that, at least not yet, and the vibe shifted real quick. According to Radar Online, Stefan said Dwight wanted a three-way with Kitty, but he resisted. He said Kitty started performing oral action on Dwight, and Stefan said he was uncomfortable and did not want to participate. He said Dwight tried to touch his thigh and stroke his area through his underwear, and Stefan said he asked Dwight to stop. Instead of listening, he claimed Dwight told him he was going to do whatever and he was going to like it. And y'all, this sounds real bad, but it got worse because court documents went on to say that defendant stood up towering over Stefan, grabbed Stefan by the thighs, forcibly removed Stefan's underwear, held Stefan down, and performed non-consensual oral action on Stefan. Stefan was in fear of imminent bodily harm when he was pinned down and forced to remain in place while defendant continued to SA him. And Stefan said Dwight stopped performing the action on him when he realized Stefan wasn't enjoying it. But somehow, it got even worse because Stefan claimed that Dwight continued to SA him. Radar Online went on to say that the suit said Dwight then ordered Stefan to his bed. Harper said Kitty was having intimacy with Dwight, and Stefan said Dwight forced him to perform oral action on him. He tried to call an Uber after the incident, but Dwight made Kitty take him home. But here's where things took an even crazier turn. After everything went down, Stefan claimed that Kitty, the same person who joined them that night, ended up driving home. And on the way, Kitty allegedly threatened him, saying if he didn't stay quiet, he'd get a bullet to the head. Y'all, honestly, this may explain why Dwight and Kitty drive Stefan instead of just letting him order an Uber. Now, at first, Dwight tried to act like he had no idea who Stefan was, calling him a cloud chaser, but once the receipts started stacking up, he couldn't even deny it. Eventually, Dwight had his lawyer put out a statement admitting the interaction did happen, but he insisted that everything was 100% consensual. The statement said, the three agreed to touch one another and to engage in consensual intimate activity. What was a private consensual encounter was made public for profit, and Mr. Howard looks forward to bringing the truth to light in the court of law. Despite being an easy target due to the subject matter and his status as a celebrity, Mr. Howard chose to trust in the justice system and will rely on future court filings to speak for themselves. Well, Stefan decided to be messy because he decided to leak Kitty's picture on social media and give a more detailed explanation of what happened. He said, with all due respect, Kitty is an older, unattractive person in their 40s. Hours into me being at Dwight Howard's home, he ambushed me with this person. Kitty walked in with a full beard, 2-inch heels, and a 28-piece church wig. Immediately, I was thrown off, uncomfortable, and expressed that I wanted to leave. The situation was truly traumatic, and it has affected me in many ways. Out of fear and intimidation, I did not speak. However, I will not sit back and allow lies to be told about me. I was not Dwight's first, but hopefully I'm his last. Well, the internet definitely started buzzing, and Dwight finally said, what I do in my bedroom is my business. Where I lay my wood is my business. I don't have to explain anything that goes on in my house. Y'all are too dang nosy. Now you think that this may have been enough for Amy to see a red flag, right? But if it wasn't, his baby mama's comments should have done that too. I'm talking about Miss Royce Reed and the wild allegations that she's made these years. Royce really let it all out in a 3-part series recently that she called I Had a Baby with Superman. And she did not hold back. She went all the way in on Dwight, putting all their business out there for the world to see, from cheating accusations to how he allegedly treated her during their relationship. She aired it all out. But what really had people talking was when she casually mentioned that Dwight had supposedly been to some of these secret parties Diddy's known for throwing. And just when you thought it was wild enough, she hinted that Dwight might have even shown up to one of those parties wearing a dress. People have been whispering for years about Diddy's over-the-top parties, you know, the kind of exclusive events where all kinds of wild and crazy stuff supposedly goes down. So when Royce made that comment, it was like adding fuel to the fire. She didn't just bring up Dwight, she hinted that he, and even maybe a few other well-known names, might have been mixed up in those legendary nights. Well, she went off on him, accusing him of going out of his way to make things difficult for her. She wrote, I tried to take the high road, I promise I did, but when you mess with my money and the means I need to raise our child, then claim I don't work, kiss my entire ass. No penetration, I'ma tell it all. I told you to leave me the F alone, now get your popcorn for this, Mr. Sassy. She continued, I said leave me alone. Several times for years, I tried to mind my business as much as possible, I'm human, and moved on. So Yet people call me everything besides my name. I let people run with the false narratives. I was told it'll blow over, it's not worth it, just lay low. Nah, not anymore. Every time I start dating someone, he starts acting a fool. Swear, fall for the fake ish if you want to, there's a pattern. This may be none of y'all's business, but since it's spoken on, I have a right to speak not just my truth, but the only truth. She continued, this evil son of Satan refuses to allow me to be happy. Every year he does some dumb ish, then acts oblivious and blames his attorneys, claiming to not know. Using kids, family deaths, and extortion tactics just to smile on the internet or cry terrifying. So get the F out of here with this BS, run my mama her money back and tell the dang truth. Now get your popcorn on that. No one needs to call me or calm me down. I'm sick of this crap show. I'm talking for real now. He can't take ish else from me, so what am I losing? Now, after dropping all that tea, Miss Royce Reed hopped on live and dragged her wife for filth. No mercy, nothing. She called him out not just for allegedly throwing his own wild parties, but also for showing up to Diddy's infamous parties. And yes, she brought up that red dress again. She really took it there. And Royce laid everything out, not holding nothing back. And let's just say, Dwight's reputation took some serious hits.
But it's because he knows that the real shit about him is coming out. Ask him about Ray Edwards and their parties. Ask him about the red dress that he wore during a Diddy party. Like, we're not gonna do that. I know too much, and the reason I'm talking now is because if something happens to me, y'all know why. This is me purging.
So with all this, it's not surprising that fans are not in the least shocked that he allegedly cheated on Amy with other men, or that he allegedly got trains ran on him. He gives off major DL vibes. I don't know about y'all, but unfortunately, it doesn't look like that's gonna change anytime soon. But y'all, I got to know what you think about Amy dumping him over this, because she should have known. Drop your thoughts and comments below, and then check out this next video.